Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would remind everybody that Galileo got an F during his day and age, and that sometimes people who are trying to do cutting-edge work don't get the response they expect from the leading scientists of the day. I also would encourage you, Mr. Secretary, to give my Democrat colleagues answers to their questions. But I would note that Chairman Guthrie and I never got answers from SAMHSA that we started asking in April of 2023, and the Biden administration has never gotten us those answers. And at one point, Secretary Becerra took a year to answer questions for the record, and you haven't even been in office that long. So when we go through this process, while I would like to see it quicker, and I do think that both sides of the aisle need to get answers, it takes some time sometimes to get the correct answers so that you don't get accused later of having false answers or getting Fs on those answers. Now I'm going to move to my questions. It's my understanding your proposed reorganization of the agency, the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, or NIOSH, may be housed under the proposed administration for a Healthy America within HHS. I am supportive of ensuring all agencies under HHS are functioning efficiently, but I would like to emphasize that the Coal Workers Health Surveillance Program within NIOSH is very important for the constituents of my district and across coal country. This program does many things to help detect and mitigate black lung disease by providing black lung screenings, certifying B-reading physicians to analyze black lung from screenings, and uses their resources to help individuals receive black lung benefits. I have many black lung clinics in my district and around the coal country in central Appalachia that serve thousands of coal miners. Will you commit to working with me to ensure that the current benefits NIOSH provides for black lung will not be negatively impacted by any of the reorganizations taking place, and that we will continue the important work that they do?
Yes, absolutely. And I've spent a lot of time in Southern Virginia, West Virginia, Eastern Kentucky. I know the importance of these programs, those NIOSH programs, and that's the reason that I reinstated the Morgantown office and the Cleveland office specifically for the reasons that you're talking about. And I can assure you that this will be a priority for us.
I appreciate that. I will say, too, that I heard you talking about pesticides. I'm particularly concerned about neonicotinoids, and I'm also concerned about microplastics, but we've got to do the scientific research so that we're not throwing the baby out with the bathwater, that we actually know what we're talking about. But I do share your concerns in those areas. In your testimony, you mentioned that the budget refocuses the Unaccompanied Alien Children Program on its core mission of sheltering unaccompanied alien children while also protecting them from child trafficking and labor exploitation. I have been very vocal on this issue since I first went to the OOR intake at Fort Bliss a number of years ago. At this location, immigration authorities conducted no collaboration with law enforcement to sufficiently vet sponsors of unaccompanied minor children. We must do and implement real background checks, not just a search on the internet, FBI fingerprinting, and if we can't do live home studies, which would be required, at least in the Commonwealth of Virginia, where I practiced in the domestic arena for a number of years, and if we're not going to do live home studies, let's at least implement a process where we notify the local school divisions or child welfare agencies when a child is placed with a sponsor in their jurisdiction. Because right now, or prior to this administration, they were being just placed and nobody in the local community knew they'd been placed there. So then none of the child welfare agencies or the school systems knew to be looking for that child. And will you work with me to make sure that we improve the system, or if you already have a plan, can you explain it to us?
We already have a system in place for protecting those children.
And because my time is running out, I got one more to get to. If you can just share that with me later, I'd appreciate it.
I can share very briefly right now.
Well, I'm about to run out of time. It's a problem. Chairman will gavel me down. So if you can do that later, that'd be great. I am concerned about FDA embracing flexible authorities that we've given them. You did some stuff yesterday to give flexibility. I'm very concerned about Huntington's. In particular, I have 2 families that I know personally who are afflicted with this disease. I want to make sure that we have a good process of flexibility at the FDA. When there aren't other treatments available, it's worth taking the risk on something new that has some promise and being flexible. Would you agree with that, sir?
Yeah, we are fast tracking. We're expanding the use of compassionate use. We want to get medicines that
Get that medicine out there as fast as we can. I appreciate that. I'm sorry I had to cut you off, but we're all running on time. I yield back.